Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews.
Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. This is another beer that I got when I was visiting the 𝐴𝐴𝐴 a few weeks ago. Haven't done a Tröegs beer in a while, so this should be interesting. This is the Tröegs JavaHead Stout brewed with coffee beans. Not too big, 7.5 ABV. Not much else to say about it at all. Just passes through a blend of coffee beans with whole flower hops, akin to a French press, releasing coca, citrus, and Java flavors. Again, the glass there, it's a nice kind of black, super dark brown color. Nice kind of, actually kind of mocha froth kind of head on there. Brownish, you know. And I didn't notice this until now, but there's a date on the bottle of, bottled on October 25th, 2011, so this bottle's only 3 months shy of being a year old, but I mean, I'm sure it should have held up fine. Not that it's a huge beer, but anyways, I mean, it certainly smells fine. Wow, I actually still smell quite a lot of hops in here. Flowery, almost citrusy hops, but distinct, you know, coffee and a kind of roasty notes. It actually kind of smells, going by the nose, it actually smells more like a black IPA than a stout. So that's really interesting that it's like that hoppy still after all this time. So let's give it a taste. Cheers. Wow. It kind of actually tastes like a black IPA too. I guess it's like, you could call this like a black coffee IPA. Well, I'm exaggerating a little. I mean, it's not like that super hoppy, but it's certainly a noticeable amount of hops. More so than your average stout of this size. I mean, 7.5, it's hardly a small sessionable stout, but it's certainly not a, you know, Southern Tier Blackwater series or anything like that. You know, hoppy bitterness up front, kind of the stouty, kind of smooth quality through the middle, finishing with like the coffee taste, and at the same time like kind of like a citrus hop kind of sweetness. Yeah, I'm noticing like kind of a pininess up front, slight resiny, not like super extreme or anything, just like certainly more hops than you're used to in this kind of beer. I mean, usually coffee stouts, which I almost always love, they're, you know, pretty light on the hops, except for just to accentuate the bitterness. I don't usually tend to get citrus or pine out of them, but you are on this one, and it's even more impressive considering how old this bottle is. Not that it's, oh, maybe it is bottle condition. I know you guys can't see that, but there's like definite goop on the bottom of the bottle, so maybe it is bottle condition for all I know. I really like the finish on here. A nice kind of, it's a 1-2 punch of the coffee, of the roastiness, of just the typical stouty qualities, and then like the piney hops, the citrusy hops, they show up again too. They're there for like a moment. They just kind of wham, make themselves known, and then disappear really quickly. It has a remarkably clean aftertaste considering how bitter it is and how like robust it is overall. That's kind of a crisp mouthfeel. I'll pull a little bit more hot bitterness off the roof of my mouth. I'm gonna cluck the tongue, you know, like that. It's funny because like it's almost a little too hoppy for its own good, because I always love coffee stouts, and this one, the hop profile on this one is so big is that it's actually distracting from the coffee. Which is really surprising, because you'd think, you know, after 9 months that the hops would have faded and the coffee would have still stuck around, but it's actually, you know, kind of the opposite. Really good drinkability on this one. Nice kind of smooth, real smooth mouthfeel all the way, going down. Not super highly carbonated, certainly not flat. It's not a thick beer. It's not like refreshing or anything, but I'm drinking this as a dessert beer, and it's really doing the job. I wonder what kind of coffee is in here. I mean, it just kind of tastes like a regular, like that kind of coffee. Nothing like, super fancy Starbucks-ish or whatever, but, it tastes like a really, solid, really well balanced, great tasting coffee stout. I use that term loosely because, like I said, it's almost like a black IPA with coffee, but I mean, it's definitely a coffee stout. I'd love to try a fresh bottle or a tap version of this to see how it compares. I mean, I wonder what those hops are like when it's a brand spanking new. But I mean, it's a really good beer. Don't get me wrong, I really like it. I'll give it an enthusiastic 8 out of 10 for the Tröegs JavaHead. Thanks to Gary and Melissa, I'm so fat, for giving me this bottle. Gary said he loves this beer. He said it was hard for him to part with this bottle. So, thanks, man. I mean, it was definitely worth it for me, at least. That's the last of the beers I got from the I'm So Fat. So, just a few more reviews left here over the next few weeks. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.